Hello and welcome to the first ever video on the Women's Football Chat. Join me, Jack and Harry. Every single week we'll be talking about football. We've got live streams coming. Very, very exciting times. First video though, Harry, first of all, are you excited?
I'm very excited. It's a nice opportunity, I think, to kind of specialise in women's football.
Yeah.
A bit more of a light on it.
Yeah.
I'm looking forward to it.
Yeah, so we have done a lot of women's content on our main channel, the Football Chat. We decided to differentiate between the two there, so we've now got this hub here where we'll always be talking about the WSL and the UWCL every single week, plus streams and predictions on a Friday. So loads of content, look out for all of it and make sure to subscribe. Now, today's video then, we're going to be talking about Emma Hayes. Obviously, very sad news 2 weeks ago that Emma Hayes will be leaving Chelsea at the end of the season. What a brilliant manager though.
I mean, she's exceptional. She's absolutely exceptional. Irreplaceable in my eyes as a Chelsea fan. What she's done for the club, not only in terms of what we've won, but progressing us and the women's game is extraordinary. And there is no one like her on the planet.
I was going to say, is she the best manager in women's football history? I would make a strong argument, a strong case for that.
I think domestically, 100%. If you're looking overall, just Jill Ellis's national pedigree.
Yeah, again, I think it's very difficult to compare the two. Obviously, Emma Hayes going to that USWNT job. I think if she wins the World Cup, then it's undoubted. But yeah, a lot to prove on the international stage. But undoubtedly, she has been fantastic at Chelsea. They've had unparalleled success dominating English football landscape for the last decade. If we look at then her success, just what she's done at Chelsea, a 70.96% win percentage, that is incredible. In terms of WSL titles, 6 of those, 2015, 17-18, 19-20, 20-21, 21-22, 22-23, and she'll be looking to add a 7th this season. Chelsea already 3 points clear at the top of the WSL. 5 Women's FA Cups, 2 FA Women's League Cups, and a FA Community Shield as well. So very, very successful. Not many Community Shields, given how many she's been able to compete in, though.
No. But, I mean, even last year, we lost the League Cup final to Arsenal.
Yeah.
The amount of missed opportunities she's had, she could have won more. What a waste. Rubbish.
I'm sure she'll be very happy, though, with the assortment of trophies she collected so far. More than a trophy per season for her, so very, very successful stint. And she took Chelsea from a place where they weren't really able to compete with Arsenal to now being the best team in the WSL, undoubtedly, and set up for years to come. Not only is it the strongest team now, with players like Sam Kerr, Millie Bright, all performing in their prime, but in the future, with young players like Aggie Beaver-Jones and the new signing Mia Fischel, with players like that, she's moulding it for the future. And I think she leaves a really good squad for whoever is going to inherit it. Now, that is, of course, what we're talking about today. Who should replace Emma Hayes? Yeah. Probably the least wanted or most wanted. I don't know. Because how do you follow her up? But also, it's the best squad in world football. I would possibly, I'd say Barcelona's probably ahead of it. But one of the strongest teams in world football right now. So is it a desired job or is it not? What do you think?
I think it's going to be an interesting one. I think, for me, how this season ends for Chelsea and Emma Hayes could actually be a big sway in it. Because if Emma Hayes doesn't get that elusive Champions League trophy that seems to always evade her and Chelsea, that will be the aim for the new manager, to come in and win the Champions League with Chelsea. If Emma Hayes does that, she's done everything. Yeah. The bar will be set so high, I don't think anyone else will be able to tick it. Whereas if Chelsea do miss out on the Champions League this year, I think maybe that is a bar to be set for whoever comes in. Yeah,
I think it's going to be very difficult to find anyone who emanates or replaces exactly what Emma Hayes brought. There's coaches out there, and we're going to talk through a couple of replacements in a bit. But I think it's good to say first that I think there's obviously some coaches that wouldn't make the move. So like there'd be some ideas like Serena Weigmann. Never going to get her out of international football, I don't think. Now, I don't think Jonathan Giraldes, unfortunately, is going anywhere. No. Brilliant setup there at Barcelona. I can't really see him going. I don't know. I mean, we're going to talk about some options in a moment, but any big names, firstly, that really stand out right now, or is it?
The problem is, there's quite a few names in the women's game which are like Emma Hayes', who have built up legacies with one club in that division, have won the title several times. Difference is they've won Champions League, Barcelona, Lyon, etc. So it is going to be a manager that wants to achieve that somewhere else, but also wants to achieve it for themselves.
Well, that's going to be the big question for Chelsea this summer. It's, do they go, like they did when they brought in Emma Hayes, so they go and bring in a young, hungry manager who can build something over the next 10 years but may not guarantee early success?
Yeah.
Or do they go to one of these teams where they've already got a leader and they go and take the king from the castle, go straight for the best manager they can possibly find, pay whatever the compensation fee is, and bring them into Chelsea? Is that what do you think they'll do?
I think it's an interesting one because obviously, what was it, 11, 12 years ago, nobody knew that when Chelsea bought in Emma Hayes, that we'd be sitting here now with 6, possibly 7 WSL titles and numerous different other trophies. It really depends. Do they want to try and build another legacy like Emma Hayes? Do they want to try and replicate her legacy?
Or do they want that UWCL title?
Or do they just want to go for one incredible season, smash it out, win all the trophies, but then maybe after that have a bit of second season syndrome?
Yeah, a big call to make indeed. So let's talk about some replacements then. Of course, if you are enjoying this and want to get involved in the comments down below. Who do you think should replace Emma Hayes? And if you agree with any of our suggestions, then even better. And so, yeah, in terms of replacements then, first up, we're going to start with, I think the first 2 are ones that I'd be very excited about. The other 2, a bit more gambles. We've got 4 options to go through here. I'm sure there's loads more that we haven't considered, and as I say, if you want to get those thoughts in, put them in the comments below. First up then, current Lyon manager, Sonia Bonpasteur. I hope I'm pronouncing her name correctly. She is an incredible manager, of course. With Lyon, she's got an 86% win percentage since joining in 2021. In that time, she's won 2 Division 1 Feminine titles and has won the UEFA Champions League, the UEFA Women's Champions League at the first time of asking. So, very successful. 2 years there and she's won everything. Could she come over and do that at Chelsea? Is she the perfect fit or not? What do you think? She's a player as well, of course. Played for Lyon and was very successful. But yeah, what do you think?
She's at a stage in her career where she has 2 options. She can either see a big move like Chelsea and go, let's go get them short-term success, win everything, prove that I can do it in every single league. Or she can do what Emma Hayes has done, stay with Lyon, because let's be honest, Lyon would piss it for the next few years. Yeah. They'd win everything for the next few years.
Unless PSG invest even more, or Paris FC, they've done really well this season.
But it's whether she wants to build a legacy of being a one club, or whether to be a journeyman.
That is the question. I think it's also, does she want to take the risk? She knows that by staying at Lyon, she can probably claim another Champions League title at some point in the next decade. She'll probably win every Division 1 title. Why take the risk? And that's the big question around Sonia Bonpasteur. Why would she gamble? I don't know her personal intentions, whether she is interested in managing in the WSL. Obviously, that would further her career a lot if she's able to do it in Lyon, but also in Chelsea. A couple of more players of hers. I believe she would have worked with Macario last season, with Khadija Buchanan the season before that. So a couple of players that she'll remember and have worked with before. But overall, it's a very, very good squad, Chelsea. You'd be hard-pressed to find anyone that doesn't want to work with it. But Sonia Bonpasteur, a very good Lyon team. Would she jump ship? It's very hard to say. So an ambitious one, but I think she'd fit exactly what Chelsea need. A title specialist.
Yeah, and it would be really interesting to see what happens. Would she need to adapt to the WSL? Would she need to adapt to Chelsea? Possibly, and this is why this appointment is so hard for Chelsea, because whoever they bring in isn't guaranteed to come in and hit the ground running in their first year. And after having probably 5-10 years of where Chelsea have hit the ground running every single year, won a trophy every single year, it's going to be hard to adjust to the fact that next year might not be so easy.
I'm struggling. I can't fathom Emma Hayes not being on the sideline. Like, I've been following women's football quite closely for the last couple of seasons now. I can't fathom Emma Hayes not being there. She feels like she's so connected to the Chelsea club and to the fans that it just feels that if she's not there, there's a big hole. And that's got to be filled by a big character. Potentially that could be Sonia Bonpasteur. Another option then, and this may be a bit easier to tempt him into the role, is Louis Cortez. Currently unemployed, but the former Barcelona manager did win the UWCL as well. That was Barcelona's first UWCL. Numerous titles as well with that Barcelona side. Unsurprisingly, it's Barcelona. They're very good. He was only sacked a few after they didn't really do anything. Was sacked for Jonathan Giraldes, and well, it's Jonathan Giraldes. Clearly, he's pretty good at what he's done. But yeah, it was very successful. Was one of the best women's coaches for years. Then went to Ukraine in 2021. Until earlier this year when he was sacked. So, yeah, He took an ambitious role, I think, at Ukraine to try and get them into the World Cup. Failed at that, was sacked. Potentially would be ready to come into management, though. He would have had a year out of it, wouldn't have managed in domestic football for a good few years. Would it be too much of a punt? He's 37 now, would be 38 by the time we're getting round to replacing Emma Hayes. What do you think?
Yeah, this is what we talked about earlier when we said, do Chelsea want to take a punt on short-term success and try and bring home that Champions League?
Because I don't think Louis Cortés has to be short-term success. He could win Champions League. He could win the next 10 Champions League titles.
I think maybe domestically could be let down, especially in the first season. But equally, are Chelsea good enough just to piss it anyway?
Doesn't matter.
Yeah.
No. I think Emma Hayes has been crucial. It's got to be someone that will maintain that standard.
Yeah.
The thing for Emma Hayes has always been, this is Chelsea Football Club. If you want to be there, you've got to maintain that standard. I remember seeing, I can't remember where it was, but there's a clip of her in the dressing room, and I think it was a cup final, I want to say, potentially the FA Cup final of the last season. And she says at half-time, this is Chelsea Football Club. It may have been the end of a game, actually. I think there's a bit more going in on them. But this is Chelsea Football Club, up the standard, or I'll find someone else who will. Yeah. And that's the thing that with the men's team haven't had in years, is that this is the standard. If you don't reach it, you're gone.
Yeah.
Because you've got to be here because you play for Chelsea. And that's brilliant. And someone's got to come in and replicate that. Could Louis Cortés be that guy?
Potentially so. I think definitely, it would give Chelsea their best chance at a Champions League.
Yeah.
That they had over...
If it's Cortés or Bonpasteur, who are you favouring right now? It's the biggest question, most impossible question.
Yeah, I would have to... I honestly can't say. I'd probably say Bonpasteur, just because recency bias, really.
Yeah.
Cortés has been out of the domestic game for a few years. Didn't go according to plan at Ukraine. He's a bit more of a gamble. With Sonny
He's also unemployed and a lot easier to do.
And he's been sacked twice. Isn't it a good track record? But with Sonny Van Pastor, you know exactly what you're getting. You're getting titles, and you might get that that Champions League you want so badly.
Yeah, a couple bigger punts then, and there's the first one, an ex-Chelsea player, Casey Stoney, obviously used to play for Chelsea, was a player-manager towards the end of the...
2009.
End of 2009 it was, so the end of that decade. Obviously, ex-Chelsea player, comes with that, has managed in the WSL, was manager of Manchester United, got them from the second division to the first division before moving on to pastures new in America. She's been the San Diego Wave manager now for 3 years, I believe. Very successful there. I mean, I haven't really watched much of the women's American.
No,
NAW. Yeah, that. But I haven't seen much of that. But from what I see, she's done really well there. I mean, it helps when you've got a really good team. It's a weird team name, don't get me wrong. Still can't fathom some of those. Like
they just stand down.
I know. Like you've got Rain and all that lot. I have no idea who named the American teams, but they need locking up. But yeah, very successful team, and Stoney's obviously doing something right there. Do you think she's got the experience yet to come into such a big role? And could she handle the expectation there?
I think obviously sentimental value, it's great. Ex-Chelsea, played a lot for the WSL, Liverpool, Arsenal, the likes. I think it would be a big step up. I think it would be a big role. But, she's managed in England before. She's now gone to the San Diego Wave and won the Shield. And, does she look at it now and go, if I get given this opportunity, I've just got to grab it with both hands and hope for hell it works?
I think she would take it. Obviously, being an ex-Chelsea player herself, I think she's got unfinished business in the WSL as well. She's never really got a crack at the WSL as a manager. And I think as an English person, you want to come over and win that domestic title. Whether she would feel like she's betraying Man United in a sense, I don't know. I don't know where that...
It's been a while.
And 3 years. But did she ever play for Manchester United? I don't believe
no, I don't think so.
There's not really that strong connection.
She played for Arsenal as well, so I think...
Clearly, maybe there's no loyalty there.
Yeah, no.
It could be managed City, completed the trifecta. But, I think, obviously, a decent coach. Whether she's ready for a role such as a Chelsea role, I'm not sure. She's never won the WWCL. Hasn't really coached in a position that she could, though. Great track record in America. Could she come over and replicate that? Or as you said, is that a bit too big of a jump?
I really don't know. I think the only person that knows that is herself.
Yeah.
If Chelsea come knocking, do I think she takes it? 100% yes. But I think Chelsea will hope to get someone who's a bit more proven, has a bit more pedigree.
Yeah, well, the last option, not proven at all, but I've seen the name banded around a little bit, is Amandine Miguel. Now, many people may not be familiar with his name, but done really, really well. 39 years old, manages Stade de Reims in France, hasn't won a title with them, but has created a team which has been a real factory for talent in recent years. A load of players have gone on to play for clubs like Real Madrid and Chelsea and teams like that. So, very good at that, and he's managed to take the team as high as I think they can get. I don't really see how they can compete with Lyon, and can't really compete with the spending of PSG. So, has done well in that regard. Probably not ready for a Chelsea role, but this would be the Emma Hayes real, punt, as you could say. Just a real gamble. Will it pay off? Who knows? But yeah, I think for me the favourite options are either Bon Pasteur, if you want to pay the compensation fee, or Louis Cortez. Potentially Casey Stoney, probably not Miguel, but I saw the name a few times come up when doing some research, so thought I'd include it. Who do you think is the favourite option? Obviously, we'll probably see rumours come out over the next few months. They've got some time to make this decision, but it's a very big decision, isn't it, for Winstanley?
It's a decision you can't get wrong, because you are replacing Emma Hayes. You cannot get that wrong.
Maybe let Emma Hayes do it.
Yeah, let her decide.
I mean, is there a potential shout for Emma Hayes as assistant? Obviously, took a couple of games towards the end of last season when Hayes had a few health problems. Could there be a call there? Actually, what's wrong with what's currently going on?
Yeah.
While they may not have Emma Hayes,
doing that.
Get the next one in line, whoever's been an understudy. But I don't know whether they're going with her to America or what's happening there. So, is that a potential shout?
Potentially, she's happy to stay, but who knows? I think, again, in that Chelsea boardroom, they have to ask themselves, do we want to hit the ground running with instant success, or do we want to replicate Emma Hayes? Maybe take a couple seasons to get going, but once they get going, are they going to absolutely set everything on fire?
I did also see a bit of a stupid one, but Frank Lampard was suggested as well, and I was like, I love Frank, but I'm not sure.
It would be the biggest gamble ever.
But if it pays off, club legend in the role, he does know what it means to be proper Chelsea.
But he is more of an in his managerial career. Look where he did well. Well, he did well at Derby. That's right. He did do well. Where else did he do well? He did well with Chelsea. Yeah. Maybe take all Chelsea's money away. They can only use players they've got at the squad. Yeah. They'll just bring up the youth.
Well, that's the thing. I don't think he's a bad coach. Whether he's got what it takes to cut it in the WSL, I'm not sure. But I mean, you look at Phil Neville, right? Even he was. I mean, he wasn't great at England.
He was crap. He was awful. Don't sugarcoat it. He was rubbish.
But that's what I'm saying. Even he did okay. He wasn't but what I'm saying, he wasn't horrific.
No.
And he was still, and he's been shit. He's not a good coach.
No. I think it's a decision. I think the Chelsea board have to make. Maybe you get Emma Hayes' opinion. I think you definitely you go to the club. You look at Millie Bright. You go for the experienced players. See what they're feeling. See what they want. It's a huge decision.
Yeah, do you involve the captain? I mean, Millie Bright, is her no, she signed a new contract recently, hasn't she?
I think that is a big problem for Chelsea, though. The amount of players who could be leaving on a free at the end of the year.
Well, at the moment, there's no new contract for Sam Kerr, Frank Kirby, or I think it is Millie Bright as well, and Katrine Berger as well. So that's a lot of big fake characters. A lot of leaders in the dressing room potentially going. If you're losing Emma Hayes, I don't think you can afford to lose any of them. Maybe Berger, because we've got other keepers, but you've got to keep your captain, and we've got to keep Sam Kerr. I will personally pay Sam Kerr.
I'll chip in a bit.
I don't have the money, but I'll find it.
And
I'll rob a bank to keep Sam Kerr at Chelsea Football Club. So, yeah.
I mean, obviously Stoney, player managed for Chelsea for about half a year. Could Millie Bright do it?
Potentially, probably not. Definitely.
I'm not saying they won't, but that would be quality, wouldn't it?
It'd be interesting, wouldn't it? It would be interesting.
She wouldn't suck herself off, though.
No,
she's playing the old guy.
Go up front.
Yeah.
She goes, Sam Kerr, get back, and we're going out front.
We've got like in West Ham. My turn now.
Just starts doing overhead kicks, and no one can moan at her.
Yeah.
But no, it'll be interesting to see who replaces her. Obviously, we'll probably still be talking about this come the end of the season. Hopefully something's announced by then.
Yeah.
But yeah, big decision for Chelsea to make. It's going to be interesting to see who comes in.
Chelsea will wait to make a decision after the season, or do you think they could make it midway through the season?
I think it depends who's coming in and what Chelsea are still fighting for.
Yeah.
I think if we've wrapped up the WSL, and we're getting in Cortez, who is unemployed, I think they may well go, Cortez is coming. But they wouldn't announce Bon Pasteur while she's still working at Lyon.
Lyon were like, well, what's down here then?
Exactly. The players would immediately stop working, so I don't think they would do that. But if it's Louis Cortez, I could definitely see it. But if Chelsea's still got like a Champions League title to fight for, I don't think they're announcing anything until after that.
I think it says a lot, though, about this connection with the Chelsea players and Emma Hayes, that she knows that she could come out and say she's leaving now, and the players are still going to give her 110% the whole year.
I think that in that sense it's easier because the players know that they'll go on beyond Emma Hayes. They'll also want to win a title. They want to win the Champions League. I think that's quite evident. Chelsea want to win the Champions League this year. Get Emma Hayes a deserved Champions League title. I don't think there's a manager out there who deserves it more right now. So hopefully that can come to fruition. The only English participant in the UEFA Women's Champions League this season. We're going to see whether she can pull it off. I'm buzzing to see who comes in. I'm gutted to see Emma Hayes leave, of course, but wish her all the best at the US national team. Also, won a Lyon shirt today to try and convince Sonia Bon Pasteur to come along. But yeah, I think that's everything for today. A good first video. If you have enjoyed it, make sure to leave a like. Of course, subscribe if you're new around here. We'll try. Yeah, we've not really got any goals yet in terms of subscribers. We've only just started, but as many as we can get, ideally. But yeah, and also if you like the men's game, we are of course the Football Chat on there. That's everything for today, though. Thank you guys very, very much for watching, and we'll see you next time.
See ya.